Buy me some peanuts and cracker jack. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Katie Casey saw all the games, knew the players by their first names, told the umpire he was wrong all along, good and strong. When the score was just 2-2, Katie Casey knew what to do. Just to cheer up the boys she knew, she made the gang sing this song. Take me out to the ball game, take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jack. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
I apologize for Baltimore. I apologize for Baltimore. I apologize for Baltimore. I apologize for Baltimore.
Greetings, folks, and welcome to this special Oriole BirdWatcher event. Hi, everybody. It's your old pal BW here. It is coming up on 9 a.m. local time over here in my neck of the woods. I woke up about 45 minutes ago, and I saw things, folks. I saw some things. So this is a very unplanned, no notes, nothing even resembling a professional reaction or analysis to whatever the hell just happened in the past several hours. I'm here to just digest and cope, I think, is probably a word that's going to be used a lot here. All right, let's dive in. I need to just start like a document. I'm gonna, in the background here, I'm opening up a document so that I can list precisely who left. Who is gone? Let's start with the big names, I guess. Let's just go with memory here. To me, from me. Subject, trades. All right. I'm going to email myself this. Said, that's going to be the toughest one for me. Said Mullins is gone, right? Ryan O'Hearn is gone. Ramon Laureano is gone. Right? Ramon Arias. We don't have any Ramones anymore. Laureano gone. Ramon Arias gone. Let's see. Obviously, Brian Baker kicked things off. Brian Baker's gone. Sir Anthony Dominguez is gone. This bullpen? Sir Anthony Dominguez gone. Gregory Soto gone. Andrew Kittredge gone. I'm just going with last names at this point. It's going to take forever just to type this. Kittredge gone. Who else? Who am I missing? Oh, Charlie Morton gone. Charlie Morton gone. I'm up to 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 9 guys already. I got enough for a ball game. Morton's gone. Let me just open up transactions here. Give me the Oriole transaction page. Chilo with a super chat. How you doing, Chilo? How's everybody doing? I'm sure nobody is all that happy right now. Again, stand by. You are hanging out with somebody that is just really absorbing what's all gone down for the first time. Chilo says, you deserve a super chat for coming and reacting to the trades. BW, thanks. Thank you, Chilo. Again, don't expect anything in-depth or earth-shattering. I'm just here to cope with everybody else. All right, so let's see. Transactions, Baltimore Orioles. So Zach Eflin is November 2021. What the hell am I looking at? Let's get to now. Okay, so give me one sec, folks. Okay, so there's Kittredge, there's Morton, there's O'Hearn, there's Laureano, there's Arias, there's Sed. Did I get everybody? Maybe I got everybody. Nine. Did we trade 9 guys? Do I have it all down? 9 guys. I think we traded 9 guys. So once again, the list that I have off just the top of my head here. Let me know if I'm missing a name, folks. Cedric Mullins, Ryan O'Hearn, Ramon Arias, Ramon Laureano, Brian Baker, Sir Anthony Dominguez, Gregory Soto, Andrew Kittredge, and Charlie Morton. Let me know if I'm missing anybody. And then we can start from there. We want to just go through these one by one. Oh, my God. I don't even know where half these players went. Okay, you got everybody? I think you got everybody. Okay, so Mullins. Let's start with Mullins. By the way, do you like the background? I figured it was appropriate. Mullins was traded to the Mets. Why is said Mullins going to be wearing a New York Mets? Why is said Mullins going to be playing next to Juan Soto? I don't like it. Not the Mets. Minor leaguers Ramon Gomez, Anthony Nunez, and Chandler Marsh. Okay. What are their positions? Gomez, 23, a Venezuelan native, combined 4.63 ERA. That's not impressive. Averaging 6.4 walks per 9 innings at 2 single-A levels. But he reportedly hit 104.5 miles an hour earlier this season with his 80-grade fastball. The Mets have ranked him as their number 30 prospect. Okay, so we got a 23-year-old, very raw guy that throws extremely hard. My best bet is that arm is going to fall off before it ever reaches a major league roster. 104.5 miles an hour, walking 6.5 guys per 9 innings. He has no idea where the ball's going. It doesn't matter how hard he throws. If he's walking 6.5 guys every 9 innings at the A-ball level, a Tommy John candidate for sure. Nunez, 24, was the Padres. Oh, I guess he was with Padres and then went to the Mets. 29th round pick in the 2019 draft out of Miami High School. 2 professional seasons as an infielder. He converted to a pitcher. So another guy we got is a 24-year-old who was drafted in the 29th round 6 years ago. Not even as a pitcher. He converted to one. Oh, okay. So we've got a project. The Mets' 14 prospect this year posting a 1.5 ERA and a .8 whip between high A Brooklyn and double A Birmingham. Okay, so he's seen a little bit of double A action. Okay, that's 24 and seen double A little bit. And then another pitcher. So 3 pitchers get back from Mullins. Marsh is a 22-year-old, 6'4", 245-pound right-hander. Combined 2.57 ERA, .857 whip. 33 games at 2 single A levels. So 3 A-ball pitchers for said Mullins. And it's just, I'm sure, a situation where you're just crossing your fingers one of these 3 guys pans out to something, right? The odds of all 3, I'd say, would be pretty slim. So Mullins is gone for 3 unknown guys with a lot of work to do to get to the big team. I don't see anything here that says this guy is going to be pitching in 2026. So if this is not a rebuild, if we're simply retooling, after looking at one trade, I would say no, we're not. No, we're not. All right, Ryan O'Hearn. I think he went to the Padres. Or no, didn't O'Hearn go together with Mullins? Wait a minute. What happened? Where did O'Hearn go? Yeah, he went with Laureano. So O'Hearn and Laureano go together. All right, so this should be easily the biggest haul of any of the trades made today. We gave Laureano and O'Hearn together in a package to the Padres. Folks, I'm about to see some very exciting names in return for this, right? Right? Let's see here. All right, where can I find? I'm just trying to find a simple trade. All right, let's try this. The Orioles announced they've acquired minor league left-hander Boston Bateman, minor league right-handed pitcher Tyson Neighbors and Tanner Smith, minor league infielders Brandon Butterworth and Cobb Hightower, and minor league outfielder Victor Figueroa from the Padres, in exchange for Laureano, Ryan O'Hearn, and cash considerations. Wow, we're even throwing some money at them too? Okay, all right, so Bateman. What do we get back for 2 players like this? Wow, we're looking at how many guys back? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, Bateman. 19 years old. 5 and 5. Okay, whatever with the record. 4 ERA around 4, 75 strikeouts and about 68 innings for single A Elsinore. Originally selected number 52 overall in the 2024 draft. Ranked as the number 4 Padres prospect and number 6 in Baseball America. Okay, so this guy Bateman looks like a real prospect. Unfortunately, he's 19 years old. Whatever he's going to be is probably at least a couple of years away, right? It could be something really good, but again, what's 2026 looking like is my question right now. How are we going to build a roster that will be competitive until all of these new acquisitions? They need time to get to where they need to be here. Tyson Neighbors. By the way, Charm City chat, let me just say hi to everybody that's here Thanks for being here. Chilo, Mahomes, Ramdog, Travis, Michael, Nicholas, Bam, Rob, Danjo, Chawa, Edward, Baxter, Shante. Did I get everybody here? Janet's here. Kurt M, Axminster, MG, R. Rooster, Bobo, Dingleberry, Orioles are the best. Not today. Bam, did I get you? I think I'm all caught up. Slater, okay. How you guys doing, everybody? If you've got something specific you want to talk about or get me to answer a question, again, just mention me. Type in the @ symbol and then start typing in Oriole Birdwatcher. It should auto-populate and just click on the name. That way I can see it. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep reading on through and learning about who these guys... So far, I've seen nothing but pitching prospects that are more like projects and less like guys that are on the verge of being ready to help us out. Okay, so Neighbors, 22, 3-0 with 6 saves. Okay, so this guy's a bullpen arm. 1.85 ERA, AA San Antonio, high A Fort Wayne. Texas native, originally selected in the 4th round of the 2024 draft, currently ranked as the number 12 prospect in the Padres pipeline and number 20 by Baseball America. Okay, so these are 2 top 20 prospects. 2 top 20 prospects. I mean, that is pretty significant. I'm assuming those are the two big pieces in this deal. I would assume Neighbors, being in AA right now, 22 years old. Some decent looking numbers here. Maybe next year he could be a part of things. Next up is Tanner Smith, another pitcher. What are we up to now? 6? 22, 1-3 with a 3.46 ERA. This is for single A Elsinore and rookie level Padres. He's from Massachusetts, originally selected in the 15th round. Wow, they got no information on this guy. Very little information I'm looking at on this guy. I'm only looking at one source right now. I'll try to see what else is out there. Okay, Butterworth. Okay, this is our first position player we're looking at. Infielder, 22. He's at high A Fort Wayne, currently hitting 267, 327, 455 slash line, 17 doubles, 7 triples, 11 homers, 26 walks, 13 steals. Tied for the Midwest League in triples. And his 155 total bases ranks 3rd in that league. Out of Charlotte, North Carolina, originally selected in the 12th round of the 2024 draft. So a lot of these guys were drafted just last year. It's almost like the Orioles have had an additional draft, like today. Players that are just 1 year removed from being drafted. We've got a ton of them. Hightower, 20 years old. God, do we have anybody that's born before like 2008 on this team? Let's see. He's batting .239, 1 homer. What is this? 7 steals, 40 games, single A Elsinore. North Carolina native, 3rd round pick in the 2024 draft, ranked as the number 6 Padres prospect. Now, I can't be reading this right. Now, when they say currently ranked as the number 6 Padres prospect by MLB Pipeline, I'm sorry. Okay, so these are rankings both within the Padres. The way that they've written this makes it sound like the Padres have their number, and then like I thought the second number meant like the overall in baseball number. It's not. It's just 2 different two different places that are ranking. So going back, Bateman is number 4 in the Padres organization. Neighbors is number 12. Smith is not even ranked. Butterworth is not ranked. And Hightower is the number 6 prospect from the Padres. Hightower. First of all, folks, I love Police Academy movies, so I've got no problem having a Hightower in the organization. But nothing with these numbers are looking very impressive early on. Cobb Hightower. It's a nice name. Shante says, I hated the Urias trade. You want to trade that guy, that's fine. But can't you get another guy instead of just one? Yeah, we'll look at Urias here next. Right now it's O'Hearn and Laureano. And I think Urias is the last position player to look at here. So he'll be next. Figueroa is the last guy coming over in this deal. Again, we're getting back 6 players. Bateman, Neighbors, Smith, Butterworth, Hightower, Figueroa. Figueroa 21, hitting 318, 420, 588 slash line. That's pretty impressive. That's a 1,000 OPS. 21 doubles, 3 triples, 12 homers, 39 runs scored, 47 RBI, 40 walks, 5 steals, and 64 games for single-A Elsinore and rookie-level ACL Padres. Florida native, 18th round pick from the 2024 draft, ranks as the 29 prospect for the Padres. I mean, we've got like half their farm. Okay. I don't see anybody here that's going to help this team for probably 3 years. Sorry. I see maybe one guy so far, and that was in the Mullins deal, that I could possibly see helping out this team at some point next year. Okay, Ramon Urias. Now, that one I was awake for when it happened. And the guy we got back from the Astros was who? Who? Was this the twinkle toe? What's this guy's name? Tinkle or something? Where is it? Oh yeah, Twine Palmer, single A pitcher Twine Palmer. A 1-for-1 trade for another A-ball guy that you would assume is some distance away, if ever, from being a Major League Baseball player. Twine Palmer. Let me just look you up by yourself here, Twine. So another pitcher. Folks, are you not picking up on how, with the moves that were made here, how in several different ways that this is all just a clear, just mounting piece of evidence that Mike Elias absolutely screwed the pooch with this team and the direction that he took it over the past year or so? I mean, what is going on? Like, we know he can't draft pitching. We know he can't trade for like a ready-to-go good pitcher. The closest, I guess you could say, was Zach Eflin. Zach Eflin was an okay acquisition. And then Trevor Rogers, I mean, it's starting to pan out. But again, he wasn't really ready when we got him. And when we got him, we kind of needed, when we made a trade, an arm in the moment to help strengthen that team last year. Now, I'm happy he's with us now. Maybe not everybody is. Maybe some folks are still moaning the trade because they want Kyle Stowers here, but at least Trevor Rogers has panned out to be something. But again, at least Trevor Rogers, you know, you look at, I was assuming when the Orioles were making these trades that we would see some names that would be something comparable to Trevor Rogers, which is to say a little bit of major league experience, maybe some flashes that would indicate that, given a chance, maybe work on tweaking on a few things that a player like this could help out your team sooner rather than later, right? Like, those were the kinds of players I was expecting to get back. Like not all of them, but like a combination. Some like raw prospect guys, young guys, 19, 20-year-old, A-level, rookie-level guys, but also, a handful of guys with a Trevor Rogers kind of a resume, And so far, I haven't seen one of those yet. But we'll keep looking. Twine Palmer is not it. He has not pitched above A ball. And, he's 20 years old. He could turn into something, but what are we up to? Like 8 pitchers back so far? God. All right, so the Mullins, I got to look at everything again here. The Mullins... Oh, folks, what happened? What happened to this team? I can't find the info on Mullins. I moved it. Where is it? What is this? We got somebody from the Tigers? Dietrich Enns. We got... Okay, that's kind of new. Morton went to where? Where did Morton go? Oh, my God. I can't... Morton went to the Tigers. Okay. Is Flaherty still with the Tigers? I guess that's where we send our free agent signings that don't pan out for us too well. We send them to Detroit. Damn it, who did we get back from Mullins again? Oh, they're all pitchers, right? 3 pitchers, all right? So I just want to take a count of, like, by position what we got back. So 3 pitchers for Mullins. Ahern and Laureano together, 3 pitchers and 3 position players. Arias, 1 pitcher. Let me check Brian Baker. Baker was just that was a draft pick, right? Which we turned into DeBron, right? I don't know what we got back. Sir Anthony Dominguez, what did we get for him? Oh, 1 pitcher, Jalron Watts Brown. Okay, so another pitcher for Dominguez. That was a 1-for-1. Gregory Soto. We got 2 more pitchers from the Mets. Wellington, Aracena, and Cameron Foster. The 2 more pitchers. 2 more pitchers for Soto. Okay, Andrew Kittredge. Let's see. What did we get for you, buddy? I have no idea. To the Cubs. To the Cubs goes Kittredge. We'll see him this weekend. Dominican okay, this is the 17-year-old shortstop kid, Wilfred De La Cruz. Now, this is another raw, like 5 years waiting talent. All right, so a 17-year-old position player for Kittredge. 17-year-old shortstop. And then Morton got what? Folks, I guess my question is, who amongst all the players we got back in all of these trades, which one will make the first impact with the professional Major League Baseball team known as the Baltimore Orioles? Which one of these guys? Okay, so we get Micah Ashman, another pitcher. All right. Micah Ashman. Add him to the list. One more pitcher. I'm up to 4, 5, 11 pitchers acquired in trades in the past couple of days. I'm counting so far. Along with 4 position players, plus a draft pick that we drafted a position player with. Holy cow. Who's a big international signee? Who's that, Bam? Next thing I need to do is try to fill out, because I just looked up the Orioles roster. The current roster right now has 20 players. We are 6 players short of an active roster. So we're going to try to plug in those holes and see if we can try and project what the hell this team is going to look like tomorrow afternoon in Chicago. The guy from Morton is an international signee. That is Ashman. Okay. Let me see. Ashman is 4-3, 4 saves, ERA of 1.49, 50 strikeouts in 42 innings, 30 relief appearances between Double-A Erie and High-A West Michigan. I mean, it sounds like we've got a couple of pretty good-looking bullpen arms that this guy, along with one of the guys we got from Mullins, okay, they're in the Double-A area. They've got some good-looking numbers for relief pitchers. This guy could be something next year. Micah Ashman. This guy could be something, and he's only 20 years younger than Morton, so that's not bad. Salt Lake City, Utah native. He was an 11th round pick in the 2024 draft. Folks, basically half of the 2024 draft is now in our organization somewhere. Okay, so 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I'm counting 11 pitchers acquired today. And which one of these is supposed to help us out anytime soon? All right, so let me make a new list. Our rotation, as of right now, has Rogers, Kramer, Sagano, Brandon Young. Welcome back. Not only are you just squeezing yourself into this rotation, you now have a guaranteed spot, at least for now. And then number 5, folks, who knows? I'm going to guess Cade Povich is going to be ready. He started a day or two ago, and when his turn is up next, that'll probably be when we need our next arm. Let me refresh this. Morton was supposed to pitch the first game out in Philly next Monday. So I'm going to guess that maybe that's going to be Cade Povich slotting in. I think that lines up for Cade. I think he doesn't need another rehab start. So by the skin of our teeth, we're going to have a 5-man rotation, but it's not even like built yet. But yeah, so Povich probably going to come back, and then you got Bradish probably about a week behind or another trip through the rotation behind him. And then at that point, you're probably knocking Young out of the rotation. So you'd have Trevor Rogers, Kyle Bradish, Dean Kramer, Cade Povich, and Tomoyuki Sagano. I mean, considering that we know we're not going anywhere for the rest of the season, that's still a rotation. If they can stay healthy, that's, it's digestible. You can tolerate that, right? You can tolerate Bradish, Kramer, Rogers, Sagano, and Povich. I think that's how it's going to go. The bullpen, my goodness. So 8 bullpen arms is normally what a team will carry. 5 starters, 8 relievers. Let's try to figure out who this bullpen is now. The only 2 names that have been around that we know that are still here with us are Keegan Aiken and Yenier Cano. And Cano right now is in the doghouse after, being the pitcher that basically his awful outing along with Mansolino's inability to yank him sooner is the number one reason why we lost the last game of that series against the Blue Jays. Oh, Dietrich Enns is the other one. Okay, so we got yet one more arm, and that came from Detroit as well, right? Tell me about this guy. Let me take a look. Wow, he's actually made a major league appearance. This guy has seen major league. This guy has seen major league action. Stop the presses. In fact, he broke into the league way back in 2017. This guy's 34 years old. What are we doing with this guy? We needed to find somebody to replace Charlie Morton as the elderly statesman of the team. Dietrich Enns, 34-year-old left-hander, who this season has made 2 starts, 5 relief appearances, a 5.60 ERA. Has basically had a cup of coffee way back in 2017 with the Twins, 2 games. Got back into the bigs in 2021. This guy's taken 4 years off twice. This guy is such just a throw-in whatever, which I hope that comes back to, I hope I look stupid saying that. I hope he pulls a Roy Hobbs. But look at these numbers, folks. In 2017, he made it into 2 games for the Twins. And then in 2021, 4 years later, he made it into 9 games for the Rays. And then 4 years after that, he has had 2 starts and 7 appearances here with the Tigers. Povich will be facing Luzardo. Edward, do you have confirmation of that somewhere? Can you give me a... Again, I'm only using my logic here to assume that Povich would slot back into this rotation. But do we have an official announcement on that? And a source? I like sources. I'm sorry. We've seen some... what's your lineup for tomorrow? Asks Janet. Nicholas says, does this signal to you they're going into another long rebuild? Well, I mean, position player-wise, I don't think it's going to take more than 1 or 2, winter signings to fill out the team. Some complementary players. I mean, obviously, Gary Sanchez didn't get traded, and he's going to be gone. Hey, we still have Gary Sanchez, everybody. Isn't that great? Oh, my goodness. Yeah, it's Rogers tomorrow, Sagano Saturday, to be announced Sunday. But they bumped somebody off of that list that I think Kramer... Wait a minute. Kramer pitched... did Kramer pitch the last game against Toronto on Wednesday? Yeah. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, so Kramer could pitch Monday. on regular rest. Yeah, I guess it's Sunday. I thought Monday against the Phillies might be where we need somebody, so maybe it's Sunday against the Cubs that we're looking for something. Crap. Rock Kabatko. Oh, in terms of probable starters? Okay. Oh, God, what a mess. How many of these? All right, so the bullpen. Let me get back into the bullpen here. So right now, we got Aiken and Cano, and I guess Corbin Martin, just based on one assignment, is your closer. Okay? So if we're talking about an 8-man bullpen with a closer, your top two lefty-righty leverage guys, I guess now are Aiken and Cano. And now you need 5 more arms. Currently they are Yeremil Geraldo, Elvin Rodriguez, Houston Roth, Cade Stroud, Grant Wolfram. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This bullpen is not pretty. We still have a bad balance where we only have 2 lefties in the pen, 3 lefties altogether. But that is a total of 12 arms, right? 4 starters with Povich still not active, and then 8 relievers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 12. Okay, so there's 1 open spot at the moment for a pitcher, and it needs to be a starter, at least whenever that turn comes up in the rotation. And I'm assuming, again, Cade Povich, and it sounds like that's the deal. And then another week later, hopefully Bradish gets into the mix. But the bullpen right now, who is Houston Roth? Who even is he? He's on the team now. Who are you, buddy? You're wearing number 95. I mean, you're making your major league debut, I guess is what you're doing. No major league experience. Pitched in Aberdeen. Okay, 2025. He's pitched for Chesapeake and Norfolk. With the Tides, he's gotten into 16 games, a 2.45 ERA in 25 and 2/3 innings. 23 strikeouts, 12 walks. 12 walks, that's about 4.5 per 9. That's not too good. The whip is 1.32. It's okay. The ERA is okay. The whip is a little bit concerning. The walks are a little bit concerning. Houston Roth. We'll see what he's about. Then you have we've seen, okay, Elvin Rodriguez. Tell me more about Elvin. He's 27 years old. Sounds like the right time for a pitcher to get their major league career going. He's made 6 appearances on the season, 2 starts. For who? Us? Where was this guy? This can't be. 2 starts where? Oh, for the Brewers. This guy was on the Brewers at the start of the season. And boy, did he get knocked around. 6 appearances, 2 starts. He went 18 and 2/3 innings, pitched to an 8.68 ERA. 2 seasons previous, he tried to break in with the Tigers, made 5 starts, 7 appearances, and it was even worse. He had a 10.62 ERA then. But I guess at that stage, they were trying to make this guy, Elvin Rodriguez, a starting pitcher. He appears to be the relief pitcher going forward. Maybe he's sort of our long man, I guess, with all this starting pitching experience. He can probably go more than just 1 inning. But, boy, the stats on this guy are not pretty. Not too pretty. Particularly in his brief appearance with the Tigers. Oh, wait, I'm looking back at Dietrich Enns. Sorry. I'm looking at the wrong damn. Here you are. The Brewers. Just a couple of starts with the Brewers, yeah. Opponents hit over 300 off of him. He really got knocked around. Elvin Rodriguez, welcome to the bullpen. All right, so we got one open spot right now. It would appear Cade Povich is going to take it up. If not in the next 24 hours, then by the time his spot comes up, maybe another reliever will get called up until Povich's turn comes up in the rotation. And then you got the position players here who I think we've got like 5 openings or something. Let me see. Active roster. All right, so we should have 13 guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we got 3 spots open. 3 spots open. All right, so Dylan Beavers would be my first call-up, right? We only have 3 outfielders right now, Carlson, Cowser, and O'Neill. So I'm going to go ahead and just say Cade Povich is coming. Okay, so we've got 4 spots to fill. 1 pitcher, 3 position players. Cade Povich, you're coming up. Dylan Beavers, you're coming up. In my humble view. Let's see. What does our injury list look like right now? Yeah, Mountcastle's coming back pretty soon. All right, so we'll just assume Mountcastle is going to be back here this week. So make a spot for him. Everybody's in agreement that this is probably the perfect time to call up Beavers and see what he can do. Jeremiah Jackson is currently an infielder on the active roster. I don't know how much his job security is. There you go, Chilo. Yeah, Jeremiah Jackson. Yeah, I got him right here. I'm looking at him. That's what I'm saying. I when I first opened the page, I'm like, I thought we had more positions to fill, but I guess Jackson just got inserted here as I've been talking. So yeah, right now we have 5 infielders, 3 outfielders, 2 catchers. Yeah, Beavers, Mountcastle, and then 1, 2, 5. One more spot. Isn't Jorge Mateo kind of working his way back? What's the latest on Mateo? I'm sure it just caused a lot of eye rolls out there. Yeah, Mountcastle's coming back. Yeah, we're all in agreement. I'd like to see Machine get a shot, but when's Mateo due back? Goodbye, Jose. Goodbye, said. Seems this roster's pretty dead. Tried to see Mike's point of view. I think he needs to go screw. Goodbye, Mullins. Goodbye, said. Boy, this roster sure looks dead. What the hell have we become? I used to think we're number 1. Oh my God. All right, so one more spot to patch this team together here. Mateo is 60 days injured, reversing. What does reversing mean? All I know is the last time I remember reading something about Mateo, he was in the process of rehabbing and working his way back. I don't know if it's anytime soon now. Again, I'm not like on the edge of my seat going, oh, when are we getting Mateo back? Like I'm just trying to figure out how this team is going to look for the next 2 months in general. Mr. Splash is available. You know, let me just look at the Norfolk roster just to see what they got cooking down here. I mean, Dylan Beavers could straight up be in the lineup tomorrow afternoon, folks. I think that's going to be the biggest, like, hey, we're calling up Beavers. And then Mountcastle nearing his return. Kerstad has been shut down with fatigue, so we're not going to be seeing him anytime soon. Oh, CNL Perez. Man, CNL has got to be wondering, what the hell do I have to do to get another shot? The Orioles have sold like 4 bullpen arms. They've also lost their closer to injury. They've got a bunch of no-names out there right now, and they need a lefty to balance things out. I guess CNL must really be struggling down there with Norfolk to not get another crack at pitching with the big club with all these guys gone. Surely CNL would get one more crack, right? Doug, I mean, fatigue. Basically, the team is saying Kerstad is so lost right now with his hitting and everything else that it's more of a mental fatigue than anything else, I guess. They got to they got to put a name on it. But Kerstad is trending in a very bad way this season in terms of his path toward trying to carve out a career as a Major League Baseball player. It's not looking good for Kerstad these days. Not looking too good. Emmanuel Rivera is always a guy. I mean, we still have Emmanuel Rivera hanging out down there. I could see them calling up Rivera as that last roster spot. He's got the experience. Yeah. So there you go. So that is a bench of Beavers, Mountcastle, Rivera, and Alex Jackson, I guess. And holy cow. So yeah, I guess. So at this stage, Kobe Mayo playing every day, right? I can't believe we gave Laureano away. That one. Let me just ask Charm City Chat. Of all the players that we sold, which one upsets you the most? Not based on what we got back, but just based on, did we really have to trade that guy? Couldn't we have kept him around? I kind of liked what he was doing for the team and wouldn't mind extending him to stay longer. Of all the guys, to me, Laureano, I mean, obviously, Sed Mullins, I'm very much sentimentally attached to him as a player. I'd love to see him stay, but that one I kind of get. Yeah, I get all that. But Laureano, man, he really gave this team a spark himself. That one to me hurt because the thing is with Mullins, you always had it in your mind that, okay, we kind of have a plan to replace Sed. That was always in place, right? But Laureano has basically been what Tyler O'Neill was supposed to be, and for a much cheaper price. And I still think even with I'm sure his price tag going up. Next time he needs to sign a deal, because there was an option, right? Wasn't there a second option? Yeah. So it was a player option. If it was a player option, I would assume Laureano would just ignore the option and test free agency because he's putting up numbers that I would expect to get a better deal than a 1 year, $6.5 million deal. But if it was a team option, then yeah, to trade him to me is beyond bad. We should have kept him. And then with the bullpen, I was okay with when they sold Brian Baker at the time because I wasn't under the impression that we would also trade Dominguez and Soto and Kittredge and lose the Mountain to injury. Like if I knew all that was going to happen, then I'm not as excited about the Brian Baker trade for an extra draft pick because we need some arms in the bullpen. Man. Yeah, so in hindsight, I'm actually a little down on the Brian Baker trade at this point. I mean, if it just feels like we didn't need to do that if we were going to sell all these other guys. I don't know. Folks. When do we trade Mansolino? Oh, my God. Selling high on Laureano has been up and down in the years since getting busted for roids, unlike the replica. Yeah, look, again, Napoleon, I do not expect Laureano to repeat the production that he's putting up right now. I honestly don't. But I also think, again, I just look at players in terms of their value and their price tag. I still think Laureano, with, a regression in the stats. I mean, we're paying $5 million for the guy. He's putting up $20 million numbers, right? So I don't mind digging into my pocket a little bit, and even paying a little more for a guy that's going to give me less than this year, because a little less than this year for $8 million, hypothetically, in my mind, still works out as a decent part of the team. I wanted to keep Laureano. I did. Man, I hope these Padres prospects pan out. O'Hearn and Laureano together. And now they're over there. Machado's over there. Who else is on the Padres? Padres fleeced the Orioles. They fleeced them. I wish we could have kept O'Hearn and re-signed him. Yeah, the thing is with O'Hearn, it's a lot like when it's a lot like saying goodbye to Santander. You have a player that another team kind of gave up on. We took a shot on that player. We developed that player, and that player blossomed into being an all-star. Whether you're talking about Santander or Ryan O'Hearn, and not just all-stars, but team leaders. Fine major league ball players. We got to watch both those guys blossom with our team and grow, and it was nice. It was nice to see. But they're both gone now. Sed is gone. Folks, what is left of this team? What do you want to talk about? We got a decent return from the Padres, Patch. Look, everything, it's like when we're talking about the draft. Oh, the Orioles, they drafted well. Well, I mean, and now we're saying, okay, the return on what we got is... But right now, I'm looking at a team that on paper, at the major league level, isn't a winner, particularly the bullpen. The bullpen is now... The bullpen... right now has got to be a bottom 3 bullpen in baseball, right? Like, that bullpen is going to blow a lot of games in these next 2 months. I'll cross my fingers and hope some of these no names or retread type guys will, figure it out. Something magic could happen. I don't know. If you look at the 89 Orioles pitching staff, none of those pitchers jumped off the page, but everybody kind of outperformed expectations. It can happen. But, I mean, this bullpen on paper looks extremely weak and lacking in experience and stuff. You know, like, it'd be one thing if some of these guys didn't have the experience, but were like flamethrowers and, you know, maybe needed some command work. And for the next couple of months, with a team not going anywhere October, a chance for these guys to, you know, figure that stuff out on the fly. But these bullpen arms, none of these guys look like guys of the future, right? I mean, Yeremil Geraldo, Corbin Martin, Elvin Rodriguez, Houston Roth, Cade Stroud, Grant Wolfram. Are any of these guys you want to see in 2026? I don't know. Hopefully one of them will, maybe two will pitch lights out down the stretch here and be somebody we want to see next year. I don't know, but I think right now when we're looking at the coming winter, priority number 1, fire Mike Elias, bring in a new GM. Priority number 2, that new GM has to focus even more now on making this bullpen legit than going to get that coveted ace for the staff. Because right now I'm looking at 2026 and I'm saying to myself, if Trevor Rogers, if this is what he is, if Bradish comes back and stays healthy and looks like the good Bradish, to me, that's not a bad top 2 arms in the rotation. Sure, I'd like to add a bona fide ace to that, but if I'm ranking right now what part of the team needs to be addressed the most coming up in the offseason, it's by far the bullpen now. You need to go out there and completely restock this bullpen, unless you're telling me lies when you say that we're competing in 2026. Because we're not competing in 2026 with this bullpen. Not even close. Yeah, so see, how do you know it isn't their own? Folks, nobody wants to mention me. Yeah. If you are talking directly to me, you got to mention me so I know. Right now, I'm just focusing on trying to collect my own thoughts here. I'm only seeing chat out of the corner of my eyes. What do you guys want to talk about? Where's my... I advertise this as breakfast. Oh boy, look at that. I didn't set up the lighting for this. Right. Mullins on the Mets hurts the most. I hate thinking that Sid Mullins is a New York Met. That really pisses me off. Anybody can go to the Padres. I don't care. Baker went to the Rays. That doesn't bother me. Kittredge to the Cubs. Who cares? You know, like, but man, Mullins to the Mets. Just knowing that he's going to, like, be sitting next to Juan Soto and, like, they're buddies now. Ugh, I don't like it. No, I don't like it. And all those great catches. You know how much he's going to help Soto out on any ball hit to right center field? You know how many times Mullins is going to bail out Juan Soto to help make him not look as awful of a right fielder as he is? Ugh. Juan Soto better be buying Mullins lunch for the next 25 years. You also have to have players willing to come to Baltimore. As a Jays fan, it's very hard to get players to sign here. Yeah, I know, Bam. Even so, I think Toronto's it's obviously it's a special example because of the international situation, both economically and everything else. So, some players actually really dig going out to play up in Canada. But then you got others, like you're saying, that are like, no way am I going to go play there. You know, I want to be in the States. I don't want to have to go through customs on every road trip and all that, you know, like, would you keep Mansolino as our general? Well, he's not the general manager. He's the manager. He's not. He's the Orioles would, by every like pundit, every professional, every sports writer, every baseball mind out there would probably smirk if the Orioles were to announce that Mansolino is going to be the 2026 manager of the Baltimore Orioles. I don't see it having any chance of happening. If it does, then it's another misstep, because the Orioles should actively be looking and scouting and developing a potential managerial replacement for the offseason, so that they can come in, get acclimated, have time to build up a brand new tenure with a new team. But yeah, if Mansolino were to remain the manager for next year, I think before the first pitch of the season, Oriole fans would probably go ballistic. Season ticket sales would plummet. I just don't think it's happening. I don't think he's going to be the guy. Overall, Elias did a fantastic job with his deadline deals this year. We were never getting MLB-ready impact talent for our rentals and role players, but he managed to add some interesting young guys. Well, Napoleon, look, I don't necessarily think you're wrong, but my problem is all he got back are, you know, like fringe guys who are years away from helping the team. And that's fine if you're selling like 3 or 4 guys. But we sold our entire bullpen. Like we gave away too many players in this window. Too many. Like, and it's just my opinion, but you know, I mean, some of these guys we sold, it's not like we were paying them an arm and a leg for the final 2 months left on their contract or whatever. You still want to put out a product on the field that's competitive and worth your time watching. But again, like, I'm looking at this bullpen right now. Like, you're telling me we couldn't have just held on to one of those arms to just finish out their contract or something? Because again, like, or are you going to tell me that of the 9 guys we traded and the, I don't know, 22 guys we got back or whatever it is, that all 22 of those guys are going to impact this team? We know they're not all going to. So there's just a point where it's like a little bit too much wheeling and dealing, I think. A little too much. I would have liked to have kept one position player. I mean, again, we're sitting here just trying to build a 26-man roster, and we're struggling to do it. We're struggling to figure out who's going to fill out this team just to play. I think we could have kept 1 or 2 guys. Still brought in a dozen or more prospects with the other guys we've traded, and hope that a handful of those guys panned out, while still, again, keep an eye on right now and maybe a little bit at next year, and not necessarily selling off the whole frickin' team. Anyway. So it's not such a, it's not, again, it's the same thing with the draft. Like, you can sit there and on paper and go, oh, the Orioles drafted well. This guy was expected to go 12th overall. The Orioles got him at 23. That's a good grab there. But it's not about just how a trade looks on paper. It's like, well, what is the shape of your organization now after these trades were made? Yeah, now we've got all of these marbles in a bag or whatever. These unproven prospects. We've got a whole bunch of them now. This bag of marbles is now overflowing, right? But then we got this other bag that's just sitting there kind of empty. I don't know. I had an analogy involving marbles, and then I realized it wasn't going anywhere. So forget the marbles. The Twins unloaded 10 players, and the chatter was they dumped the whole team. The O's dumped 9. Yeah, the Twins, they got rid of a lot of big. I mean, Correa, that's a huge contract. Duran, their closer. Who else? They got rid of some pretty big names. So they beat us, huh? 10-9. Wow. Wowie zowie. I tell you what. I mean, the only thing that would make sense to me with the way we've treated this trade deadline is if we can find a way to grab a bunch of these new prospects and then repackage them. Because right now, all these, especially these arms, that's the thing. It's like, are we expecting all these arms to really pan out? I still feel like the best way to get the arm that we need is through a trade. And we've got more talent at the position level than on the pitching side to make these trades. Like, or if we turned any of these players around and package them into another trade for like a real established arm. Like, does anybody want any of these guys that we've traded for today? Are these sexy names to anybody else? If we were to throw them all together into one big package for one proven dude? Because I wouldn't mind doing it. These players, honestly, right now to me, they don't really mean a whole lot. They don't mean a whole lot to me. I want Stephen Kwan. Did he wind up going anywhere? What happened to Stephen Kwan? I'm like, I don't care if we're selling. I still want to. I want to trade for Stephen Kwan if they're giving him away. He stays. Wow, he stayed in Cleveland. All right. Well, look. Here's the deal. I want to make a deal with the Guardians in the offseason for Kwan. I want him. I want Kwan. That's the new outfielder I want. I really like what Stephen Kwan gives you as a player. Gold glove defense, contact hitter, leadoff hitter, like fits the mold of a classic leadoff hitter. Contact guy, good defense, good teammate. Only 27 years old. I'd love to have Stephen Kwan. Love to have him. What do we got to do to get him? That's what I'm saying. If we can take some of these prospects and then go to Cleveland and be like, look, we'll give you these 3 arms and this other infield prospect. Like, just turn some of these other guys around and turn them into a real frickin' player. You know? Give me Kwan or give me death. All right. Maybe that's a little bit overboard. He will turn 28 here in about a month. But, yeah, there's still a lot of good years for Stephen Kwan. And he was a teammate with Adley at Oregon State. So there you go, folks. Stephen Kwan belongs on this team. What about the pitcher the Royals got, Falter? He has control until 29 and is having a good year. O's should have tried for him. Is that Bailey Falter? I don't really know. Am I even talking about the right guy? Pirates acquired prospects in Bailey Falter, Taylor Rogers. Yeah, I mean, yeah, again, folks, especially, I would say, yeah, the the trade with the Padres, Mullins and Mountcastle. I'm sorry, Mullins and O'Hearn. I would have hoped that we would have gotten back one guy, pitcher, that's like major league, like I get it. The Padres, like any other team that are buyers, they're not trying to give away a guy that's trying to help them win right now because they're looking to upgrade, right? So you're not going to get Michael King away from the Padres in that deal or somebody like that. But I can't think of the right name, or maybe the Padres weren't the right team to trade for. But again, I'm thinking of somebody that has the same sort of pitching resume, again, like a Trevor Rogers, a guy that has had a little bit of major league experience. Rogers was a finalist for Rookie of the Year his first season, so he had some pedigree there. You know, there was some bumps in the road, but with a little bit of tinkering, a little bit of work, there was something there that you already knew that wouldn't take long to, you know, become a major league caliber pitcher, right? And I don't see any of those types of players in these deals we've made today. All of the pitchers look way more raw, way more unproven, way more of a just roll of the dice and throw it at the wall, see if something sticks kind of players. And I just feel like with the package deal with the Padres, we should have at least gotten one guy like that. You hear me, folks? Because we need it. I mean, again, right now, our rotation is so thin. Even when we get Bradish back, and he's just the sixth healthy arm. We're counting Povich. He's still not even back. That's number 5. Bradish would be 6. I'm not even going to talk about Grayson Rodriguez. To me, he's not in the conversation until he's just back. Everything is just lip service until he's back. Right? So this is a very thin rotation right now. It needs another arm. We know you can't get through a baseball season with just 6 arms. So to look at all these arms that we got back, and for none of them in my mind look all that ready to step in, they look like they need some time. I would have wanted something back a little more ready to come out of the oven. You know what I mean? Like, this is like raw dough just put in the oven. We're getting back. I want some cookies that you can smell them. They're almost ready to come out of the oven. Anybody picking up on my analogy here? Anybody going with my cookie dough analogy? This is raw cookie dough, folks. These are not cookies ready to come out of the oven. I'll just keep repeating it over and over. Right. What else? I need a break. Yeah. You want to talk about, yeah. I mean, what manager do you want to, I mean, at this stage, honestly, that's where I'm at. I don't even have players I'm looking at in the off season to try and, I can't think about adding players in the winter to look ahead at 2026 until there's a change in the front office. And I can't consider this team ready to compete if there isn't a change in the coaching staff. That's what we need now. All right. This is probably Elias's final hurrah. All of these deals made today. And again, according to at least one of you out there, on paper, he made some nice deals for a bunch of guys, most guys, you know, running out of a contract, rentals, and has replenished the farm. That's great. But really, folks, if you're telling me at the start of the season that we should keep a GM that did a good job at replenishing the farm with some deadline trades. I'm sorry, that wasn't our goal. That wasn't the objective. To get back a bunch of prospects to make our farm ranking a little stronger. Our objective was to not only make the playoffs, but to make a deeper run in the playoffs than previous 2 years. This was a failure on a lot of levels by Mike Elias. It was a failure on a lot of levels by Mike Elias. And I'm sorry, but this big of a mistake, like this big of a change in course of where this team was trending and where it is now, it's a travesty. Like, you really have to make an extremely large amount of bad decisions. Like, let's say Mike Elias has made, 40 decisions since this time last year. He's probably shit the bed on about 35 of them, honestly. Like 5 of them maybe are okay, and then the other 35 have not been okay. And it's completely changed the outlook for this team. I don't know what the hell 2026 is going to bring, but honestly, I don't want the guy currently running the damn thing to be the one in charge for 2026. He's got to go. He's got to go. I think we're mostly in agreement there. And again, it's easy to dogpile on either a manager or a GM. But, there were times I've defended Elias over the past couple of years when everybody else was already ready to, say he's taking this team in the wrong direction. I held on a bit longer. It was the same with Brandon Hyde. I tend to actually stick longer with something than the average person. But I'm telling you right now, I have zero allegiance or confidence when it comes to Mike Elias being the general manager of the Baltimore Orioles. From this moment forward, I could probably go back about a year now to when I could have said that, but there's no doubt about it now. There's just no doubt about it. How can you trust this guy who can't draft pitching and can't trade for pitching? That is half of your team. You got to be able to at least figure out some way to acquire good pitching, and he can't do it. And the classic example I can point to is the Seattle Mariners. The Mariners went out there for this trade deadline and got themselves Josh Naylor. They needed a left-handed hitting first baseman. They needed a decent, power-type bat, corner infield guy, middle-of-the-order guy. We've had the chance to give them Ryan O'Hearn. We've had a chance in the previous offseason to trade him Ryan Mountcastle or even consider Kobe Mayo in order to get back from them one of their quality starting pitchers. They were the perfect team on paper to trade with. But we could not execute a trade with the Mariners. It's like they don't want to trade with us. And you have to think it's on Elias. Like, why is that relationship so... Why can't we make a deal with the Mariners? We should have. We've had the right players to offer. And then you think about trades past winter. Like, there was one big arm that was a trade arm, and that was Garrett Crochet. And the Red Sox did it. And you look at the players that the White Sox got to get Crochet onto Boston, and we have that talent. We could have made that trade. We didn't make that trade. Crochet makes the All-Star team this year. Instant success. And plenty of team control for a while. can't execute a trade. And if he can't make a trade for a good arm and he can't draft a good arm, then you can't be the GM, period. Pitching matters. Like, I didn't mind the one move for a 1 year rental of Corbin Burns. And if he would have kept doing that, if given up a kind of a middle prospect and a compensation draft pick or whatever to get somebody to be the ace for 1 year just so you can have another crack at winning it all, I'm okay with that. But he couldn't execute anything this past offseason. How could he have felt confident about the rotation knowing that that was our weakest part of the roster after last year and say, you know what, Charlie Morton and Tomoyuki Sagano, that should do it. That should solve everything. I mean, he had to have been just trying to make trades and he couldn't pull any of them off. He couldn't pull a single trade off. So he had to go to the free agent market and get a couple of guys that, no offense to Morton or Sagano, both have helped the team a time or two, right? I don't hate these guys, but I mean, just scraping the barrel. I'm done with Elias. I'm just so done. Thanks for all the position players you drafted, Mike, but you just don't have the balance. And again, I don't know what else is going on, again, with the team's philosophy and how much of that is your input versus, like, the coaching staff now. But it seems like Mansolino is kind of just, he's just, what do you call it, executing his orders. And that's trickling down through the rest of the coaching staff. This coaching staff's very inexperienced. The things just, I need some new people in here. I need some experienced baseball minds, some guys with some piss and vinegar in them to come in here and get this team on the right track. Man, oh, man. All right. What else is there to talk about? Okay, somebody tried to @mention me, but that's not how to do it. You got to actually put in my screen name. It's not going to light up for me. But I see you tried. @BW, the kind of high upside MLB ready guy you're talking about simply wasn't available for the guys we were shopping. Bautista could have gotten that kind of a guy, but he got injured. And I don't agree, okay? I don't agree. All right, we got back, 6 guys in the trade for the Padres with O'Hearn and Mullins going the other way? How about instead of getting 6 guys, we get back 2, and one of those 2 guys is, again, a Trevor Rogers. I'm not asking for the world here. Nobody gave a shit about Trevor Rogers at the deadline last year. But that's all I'm talking about. Is somebody like that. I don't think that's too much to ask for that particular trade. Maybe the Padres didn't have an arm that fit that profile. Well, then we should have traded with another team that did. I don't want back 6, 6 rolls of the dice. Give me 2 rolls of the dice and one pretty bankable commodity. Something a little more established than, again, that's just my take. Elias got to the team, but hey, at least we have a new VIP area with air conditioning and big screen TVs. That's right, folks. Kick back and relax and sip on a cup of Starbucks in your air-conditioned airport lounge at the ballpark while you're watching household names pitch like Elvin Rodriguez and Yeremiel Geraldo and Grant Wolfram and Houston Roth. Folks, I tell you what, the next giveaway for the Orioles at the ballpark, it should be a bobblehead with no head on it. Just a headless bobblehead. Wouldn't that be a great giveaway? Just a player without a name, no head, nothing bobbles. Come on down and get your no-name bobblehead, folks. Your headless bobblehead. That would be a hit, right? What GM would you want to take over? Now, Bam, this is where I can honestly say I have no idea. I am not so deep into the... Wow, I really didn't need to buy another pack of cigarettes. I already had a full pack. I'm not so deeply into the weeds with Major League Baseball where I've got a folder with a profile on all the other GMs out there or previous GMs. Like I honestly don't have a name. I don't know. I can just tell you what I want to look for in a GM, right? And that is one when you're comparing one to replace Mike Elias with is, again, just somebody that has some track record of being able to identify pitching talent and position player talent on somewhat of a more balanced level. I mean, Elias, it's all position player and no pitching. You know, like if you needed a specialist, if you needed like a co-GM, if you needed a guy that you could pay to come into the front office and just focus on drafting position player talent, then Mike Elias is your guy. But if I want a GM that understands how to build an entire team, balanced roster, pitching is important. Bateman instantly becomes the best pitching prospect in the system the moment the trade was officially consummated. Oh, wow. We're going with words like consummated. Well, I mean, if you're going to use words like consummated, then you win the argument. I'm not going to be able to compete with words like consummated. It's fantastic that we got him for a rental and a lightning in a bottle journeyman. My God, Napoleon, did you use ChatGPT to put this statement out? I'm just kidding. Hey, Pocket Watch, thanks for the super chat. I've missed all the trades, all as it has been a week, so really want this and more than that needed. Thank you, BW. Thank you, Pocket Watch. I really didn't want this. I wanted to take a day off and not talk about 9 players leaving the team. Look, Napoleon, again, like, I hope. I can hope. And again, I did see the top two guys in that deal. Those are definitely the most attractive looking players out of all these deals, and that would make sense based on what we gave up and all that. Again. Again, my biggest thing is not only okay. There's two major things. One, and I'm not walking anything back here. One, I feel like we gave away one pitcher too many out of the bullpen, and to let go of Mullins and Laureano. God, we have to get rid of Laureano. We have to. I just feel like we gave away a little bit too much. It really is just a shell of a roster right now. And again, I would have liked to have seen something coming back the other way that looks a little bit more like a potential Trevor Rogers kind of a guy that, look, not to say that these other guys can't turn into that too. It's just they haven't had any big league experience yet. And I don't know what the Orioles are going to do in terms of their development with some of these arms. That's the other thing. That's why I want established arms. I don't really trust our organization to make an arm better. You know, I kind of want that arm ready to go. with not too much tampering needed. I forgot to hit the like button on that Pocket Watch. Thanks again for the super chat, Pocket Watch. My bad. I'm a bit out of sorts right now.
Message for you, son.
And I want to thank you very much for that. I really do.
Hey, Froggy, take care. Take care. Yeah. So, look. I'm not completely crapping on how this day went. Okay, that's it's easy to do that. That's not my intent. I'm not looking to make some sort of clickbaity content about. I can't believe this. This is such garbage. Yada yada yada. Like, it's not like that. It isn't. Again, 2 major points. And I stick by those points, and I'm looking forward to the day when some of these guys we've brought in help out the team. But it really looks like it's going to be a rough last 2 months. We'll see how it goes. So, just by the way, tonight. Oh, that's July 30th. Okay, so that... Oh, wait, it is July 30th. Wait, what? Where the hell are we? Okay, so that was Wednesday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday... Okay, yeah, Povich can't pitch again until Monday. I think we have to find a spot starter on Sunday. Maybe it's a bullpen game. I don't know. But Povich should be back in this rotation next time around. Dylan Beavers, Ryan Mountcastle should both be making their way up here this week as well, or this weekend. And, yeah. I think I'm about ready to get out of here, folks. How long have I been on? Already over an hour and a half. I think that, it's after 11:30 p.m. back out there on the East Coast. That's probably about as much coverage as... I say coverage. Again, folks, I just wanted to kind of digest these trades, look at the roster from about 10 yards back to see what the shape of it is. And, and just saying farewell to some players out there that I'm going to miss. And I wish them well in their new environments, although said Mullins, damn it, don't make the Mets good. Damn it, said, why the Mets? Why the Mets? That one hurts the most. Said to the Mets, no. What's the lineup for tomorrow's game? Oh, you want to play lineup? I mean, we still have a pretty good lineup. Who are we facing tomorrow? A lefty or a righty? For the Cubbies. Cubs win. No Laureano anymore. Damn it. This is kind of sad, isn't it? It's a sad day. I mean, we could talk about, even if I were more excited about the players coming over, it's still a kind of a, bittersweet kind of a day at best. Thank you, Rod. And I will not forget calling Ced's final badass catch, scaling the wall in center field. He had a couple of great catches there in his last few games. Damn it, Ced. Okay, so it's a right-hander, Cade Horton. All right, so Holiday's going to lead off. I'm in my Discord right now building a lineup. So Holiday lead, and let me get the roster up. We got Holiday. We still got Westberg. We'll bat him second. Okay. We got Gunnar hitting third. And now things are going to get interesting. Kobe Mayo might be our cleanup hitter, folks. Let's see. Gunner third. I guess you got to put O'Neill back up there in the cleanup spot for now. I mean, you're paying him the money. He's the most expensive player contract-wise on the team. Okay, so you got left to right, left to right. Then you got Rutschman, who's been hitting. Well, no, that's right. They've been hitting Rutschman. They've been hitting Rutschman cleanup ever since he's come back. So let's put Adley fourth, O'Neill fifth, Cowser sixth, Mayo seventh. I mean, it's actually not that bad, folks. We still got Kobe Mayo batting seventh in a lineup, and we haven't even used up the DH spot yet. Carlson has to be in the team right now because there's literally no other outfielders. So I'll put his name in there. And that still leaves a DH spot. So Carlson, Cowser, O'Neill. So let's just say if there's no Mountcastle back, there's no Beaver. They're going to call up Beavers, right? If Mountcastle is ready or not, doesn't matter. They got to call up Beavers. They have to. There's no reason to not call up Beavers for tomorrow's game. We've got an open spot. We need an outfielder. We need an outfielder that's not just going to sit on the bench all the time. We need an outfielder that's actually going to play some. And, if we bring him up, a guy like O'Neill could then DH. Okay, so there we go. And Beavers hits left-handed, right? Beavers is he's a left-handed batter. All right, so. Yeah, I've got a decent-looking lineup here, folks. You're going to like the way you look. I've got a lineup that goes left, right switch, right, left switch. Jackson Holiday, second base. Jordan Westberg, third base. Gunnar Henderson, shortstop. Adley Rutschman, catches. O'Neill, DH. Cowser. They did play Carlson in center the other day. I don't know if that's going to be the plan for the rest of the season. I think Cowser should be playing center. But I'll just put Cowser left field because, I mean, they've got this pasture thing going on. Whatever. Carlson in center. Beavers in right. Mayo at first. There you go. There's your lineup. My guess at tomorrow's lineup. It's really not that bad, folks. It's really not that bad. Let's see if I copy and paste that into the chat. How does it look? There you go. There's your lineup with some missing spaces in there. That ain't that bad. Again, Rod, Carlson, they had Carlson in center field a game or two ago. So I'm thinking they're thinking they might want to this pasture out in the left field corner for Colton Cowser. To me, is that like, are they basically saying that Colton Cowser is the permanent left fielder with that whole thing? Because I'm kind of getting that sense that they just want to make him the guy in left field, everyday left fielder. But in reality, Cowser can play center and Carlson could play left field. It's going to be one or the other, right? So, yeah, Holiday second, Westberg third, Gunnar short, Rutschman catcher, O'Neill DH, Cowser in left, Mayo at first, Beavers in right, Carlson in center. That's not that bad. And no righties are hitting back-to-back. No lefties are hitting back-to-back. And you've only got 3 right-handed bats in the whole lineup against a right-handed pitcher. The question is, where does Ryan Mountcastle fit in Okay, so this is what I would do. When you get, Mayo at first base. But then when Ryan Mountcastle gets back, how do we get Mountie in there and Mayo in there? That means the DH is going to have to get split up there. And that would mean O'Neill covers one corner. One of Beavers or Carlson basically would have to give way to get Mountcastle into the lineup. Now, you could have Beavers in the lineup against righties with Mountcastle sitting, and the lineup that I've got sitting here right now works with O'Neill DHing. And then Beavers sitting against lefties. O'Neill plays the outfield and right. And then you bring in Mountcastle to play first and make Mayo the DH. That's it. That's your solution, I think. So it kind of works out where Beavers and Mountcastle would kind of platoon in a way. Or a combination of Mountcastle, Beavers, and Carlson. Just kind of, moving those guys around to spread out the at-bats. So that's not too bad. It's really not that bad. The lineup I'm not worried about. The pitching, once we get Povich back, if Bradish comes back and stays healthy, if Eflin works his way back, I don't know how long that's going to be. The starting pitching, I think, can, not be, a major embarrassment or anything like that. It's really, again, the starting pitching, all we lost is Morton, right? So it's not like we gave away the farm but it's the bullpen. It's the bullpen that's got me extremely worried, Any close games, you got the combination of Mansolino's decision-making and a very untested, unproven bullpen that at the moment only has two lefties, and only one of those can you consider to be slightly dependable, Keegan Aiken. That's my major concern. How is this bullpen going to look in the late innings? And how many wins might become losses because of it? I hope not. But that pretty much, I think that pretty much wraps it up, folks. We got a game coming up here starting in about, 13 hours or so. I'll be up about midnight tonight, my time, to call the first of 3 games at Wrigley Field this weekend. I hope you will join me. Is this the beginning of the future, Pocket Watch? Is this the beginning of the future? Oh, my. I tell you. Yeah? Yep. Do some impressions. This guy, he does impressions. He'd think he was the real person. That's going to do it for me, folks. I'm going to try and just, I need to adjust my MLB The Show Orioles roster now to reflect the current team. And, I don't know if half of these bullpen arms exist in the game. I'm going to have to create players. All right, folks. Just be excited about the rest of the season. We've got Yeremil Geraldo, folks. We've got Elvin Rodriguez. We've got Houston Roth. We've got Grant Wolfram. We got Jeremiah Jackson. So look out, rest of Major League Baseball. The Orioles are coming at you. Oh, boy. Hey, if one more person hits the like button, we get to 50. That'd be great. That's going to do it for me. I hope to see you guys in about 13 hours or so. Orioles versus Cubs. It'll be a blast. It'll be a hoot. The new chapter of Orioles baseball begins now. Take it easy, folks. Until tomorrow afternoon, this has been the BirdWatcher, and I will chirp at you later. Have a good one, everybody.